to the live safari page and then post your questions there. I'm looking forward to chatting to you on my next Wild Earth drive.
This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome everyone to another beautiful and bright morning here on Tswalu Game Reserve in the Sabi Sands. We're looking there where the sun is about to pick up above the horizon in the east, and I'm very excited. We are going to check out Tingana in a bit, and Andrew's going to check out the lions, which are not far away either. So lots of excitement for this morning. We hope that it's going to be a great one. So jump on board for your live safari through the African bush. It's me, Charlotte. I've got Morgan on camera with me, and we have a bit of a rolling start because I want to go and see if Tingana is still there at the civet kill that he has. He seems to like civets, but we'll discuss more about that when we find him. He's quite into the block near Aubrey's Road, so we're going to have a go. Nobody else has checked on him this morning, so we'll be the first. Maybe we'll get some alone time with him. Now, this is your live safari, so use that hashtag Wild Earth to talk to us. You can also use @FC on the YouTube chat stream. You can also go to our website and register and use our questions and comments box. If you're under 18, please use kids' questions at wildearth.tv. We'd love to hear from all of you. Now, the lions have been around too, and Andrew is out looking for them. So it promises to be a cat morning. And a civety morning. Now it's about 17 degrees Celsius, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. It's nice and warm, or warmer this morning than usual, which is lovely. There's lions lion tracks all over the place. So when we left last night, they were still around quarantine. Then they split some down via some towards Gavi Dam. So I think we will be, and they've been calling, so I think we'll be lucky with finding them. Now Tswalu will also be joining us a little bit later. And speaking of our other locations, how about you go and have a look at the weather at different locations.
Good morning everybody. Well, welcome to Djuma Private Game Reserve. Here looks like we got probably looks like a dark man, just taking it easy, sleeping for now, and looks like they're only by himself. Hopefully the whole of the pride, they've got to be around. So my name is Andrew this morning, and then I still have a Theo on camera. So it's actually very nice to see a male lions. In fact, we're very close to the camp here, in front of a Viatela camp. Not sure, it's probably don't have a pride at the moment, but I don't think they're far away. And remember, they're still in Djuma, so they haven't yet moved out of this area. There's been a few of a communication at night, and they were roaring around. Probably him also trying to communicate with the rest of the pride. That was such a stunning. Such a stunning audio we can hear from him, and he's still actually communicating, yeah? But maybe there's no response from the rest of the pride, or he maybe know where they are. Oh, he's got to respond. So, Safari Kitty, you're saying that sound go through our souls. Indeed. I mean, it's since we're so close to him, all you hear vibration. So the whole car vibrate. So that it was such a stunning roar. Just kind of not sure why the separation take place. Probably he just slept for long and the bride have moved off. But lions do that. There's a time they stick with the bride for longer, but also there's a time they do their own thing. Maybe this is what is happening. So Adrian, you asking the dark mane is only dominant a male in the area. So he's a dominant male amongst the two other members of Avoca, but also surrounding area here, since there are only 3 of them, and the other one now that are dominating in this area. But it seems to be the biggest on all the other 2. And he's always keeping getting audio, probably from the other bride, Talamati bride. But just not sure how far they are at the moment. Just gonna take a listen to that again if he does roar. Beautiful. So it seems the sound is coming from the north, which is to our right there, and that's where the other audio of other members coming from. When you want to, they may walk into this direction, or you may walk towards them. triple X, you're asking when your lions has an aggressive roar. This is when a fight take place. So two different coalition of members got so close to each other, and then of course one has to show the dominance, and then this is where you heard a lot of a threat and a call, but so it's still a territorial call that way. So this is where, but now this is all about communications, as you can hear. So you just call and take it easy. We're just gonna stay here. So now he just close his eye and put his chin on the ground. But he's still able to hear what's around him. Oops. Opens his eyes. And where he is at the moment, it's not a probably way of hunting, because this is right in the open. When they hunt, they won't roar a lot. But when the other members are hunting, then also they won't communicate very regularly. Probably heard something. So he's still looking around. He may be going to roar again while we're here.
We have managed to find Dingana in this block. He's in the same spot as yesterday. And off he moves. I think we can still see a little bit of him as he takes that turn. He seems to have finished. I think he's managed to finish most of his civet. And now he'll just be cleaning himself, which hopefully means that he'll stay put in that end. We can go around and have a better look at him. It's a beautiful jackalberry that he's chosen to not hoist his civet into. But he ate at the bottom of the jackalberry, which is very smart because in case something comes along, he can just run up the jackalberry. There's some fur, civet fur. Oh, it was quite a tough block to get through. but we managed to find him. That's why it's actually very important to be able to ID trees, because what I was told really to come into the block and look for was a jackalberry near the drainage line. That can be a difficult ask, but if you know your trees and you know that there's mostly just combretums around you, you can easily pick out a jackalberry. So a good reason to know your trees, everyone. Well, we're going to swing around and get a better view of Tingana. We're going to send you over to Andrew with another cat. It's dark mane.
So everybody was still there with the dark mane, as you can see. Well, he has a dark mane. And the other guys, they're trying to relocate the other bride. And they will let us know. Never too late. So you saying that it's such a beautiful big lion. Yeah, he's actually big. Amongst all the two, the other one, he seems to be the biggest. And then even well developed, the dark mane on him. It's probably just a little bit alert. Now all white men, so you're asking, does it take a lot of energy to roar like that? It will take a lot of energy. What we've seen there do that. And his tummy is actually, he has to suckle and take a lot of air in and then blow it out. This is where the sound we hear it made out from, via that vocal box. So it does sometimes take a kind of some energy out. And especially when they do a huge roar like we just heard. But just normal communication doesn't really take nothing. So everybody, we're going to stay here. I'm going to be sending you across to Tswalu, who she had a beautiful view of our Tingana, the leopard.
We've managed to get into a nicer spot to view Tingana. He's just cleaning up his paws after what I'm sure was quite a smelly meal, but a meal nonetheless. I suppose when you're going to eat a civet, you've got to do it pretty quickly. You can't let it sit and rot too much, because then it really has quite a pungent smell. It's so silent. Can you imagine how many times in the middle of the block there could be a leopard going about its business in absolute silence? No birds shouting at him, no alarm calls from antelope or anything like this, or anything like that. Just silently going about their business, and how lucky they are that we can find them. Very, very cute. And he's quite a large leopard, as you know. Very large leopard. And he really does look in fabulous condition. I remember him when I just started here, and he was still an older leopard, but he was in fantastic condition. I don't think he's deteriorated much since then. Perhaps he was a little bit more bulky, but I think he's just great. The best condition I could have predicted for a leopard his age. Hi, white mane. You'd like to know if I think it's quite unusual for him to catch a civet. It's not. Oh, look at this face. Hello. It's not unusual, and it's not something that he hasn't done before. Look at that. He certainly has done that before. It's just not typically what animals will catch, or what predators will catch, because it's got that anal gland, and it's obviously not a pleasant smell. And the same goes for mongoose. Not a pleasant smell. But, you know, when you're hungry, and that's why I said earlier that it's important that he ate it quickly, so it doesn't start to really reek, because it can. The civets have such a pungent smell, and it sticks around a lot. It really lasts a long time. And I think I don't think it's used in perfumes anymore, but the component in their spray called civetone was used as like a preserver in perfumes to hold scent, because it could do it for such a long time. It's likely that he wouldn't eat the gland, because that would just be terrible. But then we're just making an assumption based on how we find that civet to be, quite smelly. Maybe to him it doesn't bother him at all. But it is interesting, and I haven't seen too many other leopards do it, but then I only know a handful that are here.
Hello everyone, my name is Elmarie and I'm very excited about this drive. My husband Kleinhan bought me this Ticket to Dream for my birthday as a present, because he knows I watch Wild Earth all the time. I couldn't be more happy. I've never had such a great present in my life before.
If you want to go on safari with a Wild Earth guide, whilst honing your bush knowledge and of course featuring in one of our shows, then head over to our website.
Okay, my favorite part about Wild Earth is the characters, and then of course I love the bush and I love Africa, and just the fact that I can follow every day, that's one of my favorite things.
Sign up to be a Wild Earth explorer and you could be making your first ever on-screen appearance.
Being on a live drive on Wild Earth is really great because you can actually now smell the bush, see the animals in real life. You have to really make a plan and just do it.
As one of the industry's best and FAGASA-endorsed training institutes, NJ Moorfield Guide College produces professional guides of exceptional caliber and gives students from around the world an incredible experience. NJ Moore offers courses to suit all types of interests. The full-length career course results in a FAGASA-accredited qualification and the option of a 6-month internship at one of Moore Family Collection's luxury safari lodges. Shorter courses are a great introduction for those considering a career in field guiding or even a life-enriching experience in your gap year. With spaces still available in July, don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to live your African dream.
My name is Ross and I'm a field guide at and beyond Pinda Private Game Reserve. I love getting questions from guests on Wild Earth because I love sharing and learning information about nature with new people, and it also makes me feel like you're all joining me in real life. If you want to ask a question on Wild Earth, then you need to register on our website. Once registered, go to our live safari page and submit your question below our live feed.
So everybody, what I'm trying to now get a better view here. This is the view that we couldn't have or get when we came in because it was 2 other vehicles here. Isn't shade, but the sun is gonna come through there if he doesn't move because it's rising up. So you asking that would the bride come to him since he's the leader? Depend. So there is a few situations here. If where they are they on probably deciding to go a different way and then they won't come this way. And that's why they respond when he was calling, so that when he wants to, you would probably go join them, or he has to know where they are, which position, in case he has to look out for them. But also, it happens maybe there is a delay because they got to hunt as well. The female, they're capable of hunting more than the male do. So that's probably why they won't come right now. But if the general direction for them is always this way, then they would probably come in by him. So it was a like whole vibration. So everybody, I agree with you. You're all saying that was really incredible. Well, we actually sitting in front of him, whole cars here. It was like a vibration take places anyway. I know Theo was trying to hold on in the camera, if I'm not really mistaken that, just to make sure there's no little bit of wobbly in the camera. But there was a very much sound coming out of him, especially when he just roared and his head is already on the floor. That was even the worst part. And then the response is still coming, but from various different positions. It looks like this member also scattered around, some to the north, some to slightly west, where he's looking at them back there. So there is everybody, but you can also hear the response. And that's why now he's trying actually to get very much excited about that, because the response, it's getting nearer and nearer to him. But I'm not just too sure, because he walked between the two houses here when it was dark towards the western side. We are right on the western side of Gari Dam, everybody. So the other member calling towards the direction of Galago Shotka to the west of Juma itself. So he's going to move out there. So, Connie, you asking that his brother that is calling. What I hear, it looks like it's another female back there that was calling, responding. So he's going to walk again. And then what we're going to do, we're going to try go around quarantine. He's probably going to pop out there. And this is where he's heading into. That's where that response came in from. Okay, I'm gonna go around. Hope he's gonna come to the other side of quarantine. Then we'll see if the whole pride are there or they separate from one another also. We'll find out not just now. Well, it's going to be pretty warm, and it's already sunny here, but I doubt they'll move too far away. So I'm going to go try to see if he'd come out of that between the houses there. Hope there's no movement.
Well, Tingana is also highly mobile, and I've lost him in the block, but he's heading in this direction. So I've now come onto Aubrey's Road, hoping that he would pop out somewhere here so we could see him nicely. He would have definitely popped out on this road, but I mean, it took us so long to get out of the block because it was so thick. He might have already popped out. Either way, I think that he would go north so we can stand by on the fire break. Come on, Tingana. Yeah, he just decided to move directly towards the drainage line and then move along it. This is where I'd predict he would pop out, around this area. It's just not very clear, so we can't see for really any distance. Maybe park here for a moment where I can see through that bend. See, it's so difficult with him because he's not going to be scent marking, he's not going to be sawing. He heard the lions and he just moved very quickly. Excuse me. So he's getting out of the way and away from the sound of lions. He's obviously uncomfortable with them too close. So he's going to sneak back to whichever area he finds safe, whether that's the west or the north, we don't know. But hopefully we'll find out. Most importantly, I hope we get another view of him, since it's so seldom we see him.
So everybody, we find him again. He's still on the road. And this is the access to the Riatella camp itself, so he's still on the road. So yeah, that was amazing. So he's kept moving west, and then we keep hearing audio from the other members, so we're going to stick with them. So, Michael, you're asking when last did he eat? I'm not sure. So, a week ago, when they came into the area, his tummy was pretty much expanded, and then I think that was probably still from that giraffe they had up in the west. And then, what I believe, if they haven't eaten anything from there, now they have to eat something, sure, because it's been already a few days then, and they're still moving around here, and they crossed into Manyeleti. We didn't have them for 2-3 days or so, and until they come back to us. But when we find them, their tummy was still empty, so probably maybe they didn't actually eat since. If they did, then it's a small thing. But in whole, remember here, since there is a whole group, they need a sustainable kill. And that would be anything from kudu, male nyala at least. And those type of zebras that will be very much sustainable meat. Can I keep up with them? Denise, so you're saying that you really like to know what the dark man is saying, or the way he's going. He's going in the direction of the audio of the other member. So also I want to really find out how many of them there and what they're doing. So female, they can also assist the male in terms of territorial defense. And then it will stand and fight off the intruders, which is maybe new males arrival into the area. So I don't know, he's not taking that turn there. Maybe still heading, I hope he's still heading in a good direction. So we're just gonna watch him do this, because sometimes he will walk over the bushes and then touch his lip. His face against the bushes is all about the scent mark, or what you see there. Spray the urine. So, Jason, you're asking when last time I seen a blondie and a mohawk. So, it's been a while. I haven't seen them for a while, actually. But they gotta be all fine there. So, since I dominate two different pride at the moment, and they always separate from one another. But it's greater that he stick with the Talamati pride, and then the other with the Nguma pride. Probably maybe one with the Nguma pride, the other one would just gonna assist being in the area. They do better work in coalition than being a single male though. So always keep a distance. So he still had a comfortable of having all the road by himself. But also for him to be able to, he has to stop and listen every now and then. But hearing audio from the other member, they can always even draw the measure of how far the audio is coming from. So we're going to stick with them.
As the sun goes down in Africa, for many, the day has just begun. Wild Earth is ready for the next brand new concept, and this time it's at night. A specialized thermal drone will take to the air under the cover of darkness. As it flies above the bush, it will be searching for hotspots on the ground.
We might have a leopard on the far right of this group of hyena.
The ground team will then be called to identify the animal.
It is a warthog. That's exactly what it is. So there we go. It was a warthog that was running away from... Sorry, Warty.
And of course, it is at this time when the big cats are on the hunt.
Yeah, James just head a little bit more left.
Okay, copy. I'm going to go north around on Impala Road.
Okay, the lions are on the move, guys. Lions are chasing the wildebeest.
Wild Earth is looking for a sponsor who can help turn this show to a long-running series. If you are interested, then head over to our website to find out more. wildearth.tv/sponsors. Across southern and East Africa, the Endangered Wildlife Trust works tirelessly to save species, protect critical habitats, and benefit people. Join the EWT in returning wildlife to the wild. Go to ewt.org.za to find out more and follow our socials to see how you can get involved. Protecting forever, together.
I love being a cam-up for Wild Earth. The animals coming right up close to you, especially like lions. Sometimes you get nervous, but you have to go with the flow. My favorite animal to film is the elephant because of how big it is. But when it's really up close to you, it's one animal that you would say, I really respect you.
We've seen these ellies really chase wild dogs before. Let's get into the spot. There we go, there it comes. Look at that, isn't that amazing?
Expect the unexpected here on Wild Earth daily.
Still looking for Tingana. So that civet, the civet kill, there was literally not much at all. Maybe some bones, all the skin on the fluff was off, or the fur was off. I think we were very lucky in the first place to have seen him at that moment, because he was pretty much done with his kill. He was just licking himself, and as soon as he heard the lions, he's like, I'm getting out of here. And he moved straight into that drainage. So we're going to be lucky if we see him again. This is my third drive on this road where I expected he may come out. Up, down, and up again. Hi Benson, you'd like to know if I think Tingana's too old now to hunt for bigger prey? No, I don't think so at all. He's hunted civets before. He's hunted smaller prey when he was in his prime, so I don't think that's the reason. I think he might be a little bit more opportunistic, and that where another leopard might not take the civet and wait for something else to come by, he might just take the civet. But I don't think he's taking smaller prey as a result of his age. Taking larger prey might attract other predators and maybe alert other leopards to his presence, which is something that he doesn't really want, particularly not other male leopards, because he's not scent marking, he's not territorial. He doesn't need anybody to know where he is or what he's doing. That may be a reason, but if he has the opportunity to take a nice big impala or a duiker, he's going to do it. Like I did say to you, he's been seen eating a variety of animals. Definitely doesn't just stick to the antelope. This is Gallagher shortcut. The block narrows towards the top, so it's a little bit easier to go across the boundary. It's much shorter than going through the block. Question is, will he go north or will he go west? I don't know, but... Ooh. It looks like a lion. Let's get a little bit closer. Hi, Jerome. You'd like to know if all male leopards are nomadic? No. Just older male leopards that don't want to maintain a territory any longer. Looks like a lion. No wonder Tingana is just on the move. He wants to get away from the lions that are scattered all over the place. And my eyes are watering so I can hardly see. This is quite a fortunate morning. The signal is not going to be great if we go further down, so let's have a look from here. Perfect timing to hear that roar. That is awesome. All right, let me send you back over to Andrew, who is with Dark Mane.
So everybody, we got a Dark Mane still on the road, marching along the road. And he's still heading west. So now actually has walked far west, approaching the, it's called a Sandy Patch area in that, along the Via Telemene axis, towards Gary Gate. He's probably had a lot of trust that other members are in this site, since he had a response from them.
Located one line at heading west.
Asking with his injury, give him a little problem not protecting the bride. So he would still protect the bride strongly. That injury only serious limp when he just walk, maybe a few steps or begin to walk. But then, as we can see now, he walk perfectly. It's just because he's been on a move every now and then. But if he lies down for a long time, then the muscles stiff, and then it results in limping when he's just getting mobile, started to move. So that really won't affect the bride. The bride won't be in danger. He's still going to protect them. Skolani, you asking why the pride are so scattered about. That could have happened maybe when they were on a hunt, and then finally is a separation take place from there when they aren't actually able to join one another. So yeah, that could have happened. Separation can happen that way when they're on a hunt. They would spread around, each one would take its position. But after a chase for long distance, and then of course finally they need to reunite again, miscommunications, and then the separation may take actually another few hours for them to reunite again. So that's probably what happened. And then also with male like him, he always need his own time. When they pride on hunt, he just watch them from far back. So it's also easy for him to lose the pride. But he probably is going to find them again. So we're going to follow him. He's heading into one of the small open area. Let's go to Tree Shoal.
I'm hoping, since that lioness has now moved off into Buffelshoek, it's the same Telemati lioness with the wound, and the wound was looking pretty bad. It was dripping blood all the way down to her front leg. So as she was moving, you could see little drops of blood as well. But she's still moving fine, so obviously the wound is not as, or the injury is not as bad as it looks, which is great for her. But I'm hoping that since she's moved off now, Tingana might show himself. So one more time down this road, and then we're gonna move on and look for other treats in the bush. It must be quite an unfortunate thing when you have leopards and the leopards have a whole lot of lions around there, and you need to kind of deal with all the lions scattered around instead of just focused on a pride. At least with the pride you can work out a way to get around them. But if they're scattered and they're all calling, it just kind of, I'm sure it'll feel like you can't get away. I remember being on bushwalk, and a similar thing was happening with elephants. There were just elephants all over the place, and no matter where we turned, there were elephants there. It just felt like there were elephants all over the place. We couldn't really walk anywhere. And eventually we found a gap to get through. Slender mongoose. It's off the road now. But it was everywhere. Felt like you were being, like the walls were moving in on you. Elephant walls. But from Tingana's case, it's lion walls. Hi Amanda, you'd like to know if it's easier to be nomadic or to defend a territory? That's if we're just talking about effort or energy expenditure, it's easier to be nomadic. But if you're nomadic, you are, firstly, you don't have a territory, so you're not going to be mating as much. And you don't have a piece of land or you don't have your own piece of resource that you'll be defending. It's kind of like asking if it's easier to have a family or not. It's more difficult to have a family, but you have the benefit of being able to, well, I mean, this is a very, not everybody falls into this example. This is, you have the benefit of having a home where you have your resources and you know that's there. You have, you can mate, you can reproduce, you can, all those things. And if you're, say you don't have a family and you're always moving around, you don't have that home base. You may not be very familiar with the other animals that you're mating with. So it's pros and cons. But the main thing in biology, in the biology of an animal, is the ability to reproduce and protect the cubs that they have. So Tingana can still reproduce, mate with whoever he likes, but he doesn't hold a territory, so he can't protect the cubs from other males if he has cubs. So then his genetic line becomes dead. Because another male can come in and kill his cubs because he can't defend that territory. And that's problematic because the whole point is wanting your own genes to be the ones that are pushed forward. But in terms of just energy expenditure, being nomadic is easier because you don't have to defend your territory. You don't have to go around on territorial patrols. So from that perspective, it is easier. But it's a kind of natural flow from being territorial into being nomadic, and it's kind of when things are quietening down. It's an interesting discussion, though. I think that our hope to find Tingana was a good one. It was strong, but has now come to an end. We'll now start a new journey, one that starts in Impala Road. Tavangumi must still be on his baboon kill from yesterday, so I don't think that he will be around this area. Tortoise Pan might, and Kara might. But I mean, I've seen a leopard and a lion this morning, so I'm pretty happy. Seems like there might be a sighting there. So we're going to reverse safari back to Aubrey's Road. I always wanted reverse gears on a car so I could be like Kit and just quickly reverse and maneuver. Now I just have high rev reversing, which sounds terrible. And now I can't be like Kit. I could be like Trishala Knight with Wendy as the new Kit. Anyway, let's Besides, that has nothing to do with the bush, everyone. But let me now go down Zoe's road instead. Let's see what we find there.
So everybody, we have followed him, but now he just went stationary. Impala Road, but he's still looking west, and if he actually going to move from this position headed west still, then he's going to be crossing over to the west, where that would be that direction of Aratuza area. But he's still actually on a lookout for his member. But yeah, he will be always welcomed to the Pride. So there's one of the drainage line here where we failed to follow up on the tortoise Spain male yesterday, but I don't think if he head there in that direction we're going to lose him, because he's bigger in size, so he'll always be visible for us, because he's looking pretty much into that area still. Maybe that's where the other members are. See the sun shining through his face. And then also hearing, it's phenomenal in cats. You want it to move now, but so if the other member far behind him. He's been spraying over and over when he was coming down here. They will pick that up, and then they will probably gonna follow their trail, possibly where he walked through grasses. Lion cub, you're asking how big a land their pride they occupied. So at the moment, I think it's quite a big, because they already access to the west, where these are up in the Simbambile and that portion of Aratuza, but across Juma to Bevelsuk. So it's quite big, probably another 17, maybe 20 square kilometers, somewhere around there. Could be more or less. But also on the radio communication, one of the guys actually say that there's audio of a lion. It's actually pretty much near Kruger National Park boundary, that area. And when I asked him what do you think, which male he is, he said something about S9 male, and it's probably the pride that come from the Imbali, which is in the Kruger National Park in that area. So we're not sure. We will see. So we're going to stay put here. Hopefully you're going to contact again. Let's go across to OB on Tswalu to say hello to everybody.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tswalu Kalahari. Another very beautiful morning today. Unlike yesterday with the winds, today it actually seems like the winds have subsided, and we are here at Tsukuru Dam, just checking up on our shell duck and our little ducklings. My name is Obakeng, and behind the camera we've got Gert doing a very, very wonderful job for us there with his lens. I mean, look at those in the distance there. Those are the shell duck I was telling you about, with the little ones there. I've been just talking to Gert about how many of those youngsters there are, and it looks like we've counted 10. There's also some dapchicks also in the mix there. It's always wonderful to see the dapchicks also come through. Very interesting mixture there to see. The ones on the far right, that's the dapchick. It's almost the same size as the youngsters of those shell ducks. Very, very beautiful. Pleasant way to start the morning. From here, what I'm thinking is probably try one of the 3 of meerkat groups. I'm not sure which one I'm going to be lucky with this morning, but that's what I have in the back of my head. Make a visit around one of those and see what we find. The sun is just peeking over the corona bag, and hopefully we'll just catch them in time where they are getting out and sunning themselves and doing their daily chores. So maybe from here, let's go straight there and find out what they are doing and what their Tuesday looks like. Stick with us. Let's drive.
The annual Safari Guide of the Year competition aims to create awareness for those men and women who dedicate their lives to tourism and wildlife. This year's event will be held at Marataba, a breathtaking privately managed section of the Marakele National Park in South Africa's Limpopo province. In celebration of this, Wild Earth and Marataba Luxury Lodges are offering all explorers a chance to win a 3-night stay at Marataba Safari Lodge for you and a friend. In addition to a spectacular land-based safari, Marataba Luxury Lodges offer an opportunity for guests to cruise peacefully along the Matlabas River, watching the animals as they drink and wallow. The lodge offers you a chance to lie by the pool or enjoy a spa treatment, and one night could be spent sleeping out under the stars in a luxurious treehouse. Sign up to be a Wild Earth explorer before the 30th of June, and it could be you heading off on a long-awaited getaway. Wild Earth Explorers, it's in your nature. As one of the industry's best and FAGASA-endorsed training institutes, NJ Moorfield Guide College produces professional guides of exceptional caliber and gives students from around the world an incredible experience. NJ Moore offers courses to suit all types of interests. The full-length career course results in a FAGASA-accredited qualification and the option of a 6-month internship at one of Moore Family Collection's luxury safari lodges. Shorter courses are a great introduction for those considering a career in field guiding or even a life-enriching experience in your gap year. With spaces still available in July, don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to live your African dream.
My name is Lauren, and I'm currently working in Djuma Private Game Reserve here in South Africa. I love answering your questions during the live safaris. It's my favorite part. It feels like you're on the vehicle with me, and I'm able to teach you exactly what you want to know. If you want to ask a question on Wild Earth, then you need to register on our website. Once registered, you must go to the live safari page and ask your question below the live feed.
So everybody, the dark man is still on move, and he's heading still west towards the Gowrie Gate at the moment. On a road. And then he's still lowering now contact. So whether he's getting close to the bride, near him. So, Johnny Boy, you're asking when would he start push the young male out? So, there's a 3 young male in a bride. But once they're anything from 3, 4 years, and then he would push them, definitely gonna have to push them off. 3 years pretty much they're more likely to be pushed off. For them to wander around, being in nomadic, look for your own spot would be really a challenge, but as they are 3, it's a good number that they may sustain. But they weren't gonna immediately dominate wherever they're gonna go. We're just gonna take it easy until they anything from 5 years, somewhere there. But also depending if there's how many number of other male in the area where they're gonna go. Some they started to take over the bride very young age, the minute they separate from their bride. In that case, their gene is still weaker because they cannot defend their own gene in that time. They may breed, but then may their offspring been killed if they ever comes now the stronger male into an area, find them still there. If they're going to abandon a bride because they don't win a battle, it means that their offspring may more likely to be killed from the rival male. Carol, so you're asking why the duck men still stick around with the Talamati than if he's a Voca males. So what now the situation is, they dominate a number of brides, but for them to do this, that's very common. So they occupied such a massive area, and then they have to spread around the other. They would have to operate on the other side with the other bride where he's still around in his area. So it's common. The only worst part, it's when the challenge comes in, and then if he outnumbered, then he won, maybe not really win the battle, results in death. We saw it on many males came to an area. So I'm gonna get close to him. So contact or communication sound, that's what they rely on. So now they are all roaring wherever is the other member far south. It's still quite an early morning. It's probably maybe they got an audio that they still find everything's still under control this side. But if he ever lost the fight, then now a challenge came in. He may look for the other member. And this is when things went wrong. So I'm gonna keep up with him. I'm gonna be sending everybody across to Obi, where he's on his way to find the meerkats too.
welcome back to Tswalu Kalahari. It looks like on our way to one of the meerkat barrow systems, there's some jackals coming for a meetup there. Some blackback jackals. Look at that. Bit of a meet and greet. Some bit of an interaction there. Some bit of grooming. Sniffing, smelling. It's just a meeting ritual. Eyeing each other. One trots off. Not too sure to follow or to go the other way. It would be interesting if we could understand the message it got from the other one. Yeah, very indecisive. It's almost caught between a dilemma there, thinking, should I follow, should I go the other way? Probably the other way is where he's interested, but the other one might have had a bit of a more interesting something to invite to. Amazing how nature works. And the direction that they're trotting away from the meerkat barrow, which is, for the meerkats, a good thing. And into the distance they vanish. And there they go, into the corona bag. But we'll still carry on. We're not too far from the first barrow system that I want to go and check around and see what happened last night around there. It's starting to warm up a little bit. In the distance also, I see some gemsbok. Very faintly, you just see some movement. Actually, it's not a clear sight of them. So stick with us. We're going to continue driving. And let's see what we find. Well, there they are. Some gemsbok, some wildebeest. Just tried. Nah, it's not the clearest. But they're moving, and there they start running. It's not the best of pictures, but you just see them in the distance there. One wildebeest, blue wildebeest in the mix. Obviously, numbers favor him, with the oryx being able to see other things that he wouldn't be able to see. So it's good to associate with them. All right, let's keep driving. Let's try there's some Cape Glossy starling. Knew he was going to do that. Just sunning himself, but it was nice to see those colors, bright blue colors coming through, the iridescence. So the area we're in is just south of Tswalu Dam, and this is where the two colonies of meerkats often collide or bump into each other, is the right way maybe of saying it. The horses and the rock stars often share this terrain, so we're going to find either of the two. Some more orange to our left.
It seems like the majority of the driving that I'm doing today is to avoid vehicles. Just turn around now. It's not that I dislike talking to vehicles, it's just a little awkward when we're live. You know, sometimes people don't realize we're live. They get very excited to see us. And then I feel bad to tell them, you know. So it's just best for everybody. We go separate ways when we see vehicles. Unless we're not live, then it's fine. Now, our turning around has forced us to Treehouse Dam. So that's not a bad change, I think. We didn't make it to Twin Dams again because we're trying to avoid vehicles. So now after we go Treehouse, we'll go back on the southern boundary. Go to Twin Dams as we originally planned. There's usually some really nice birds in this little spot. So I'm just having a slow and careful look. Smaller birds, types I like. The tibias, waxbills. It's quite close to the drainage that's off Tower South here. So birds also enjoy drainages, like all animals. It's shady, it's cool, it's close to the water table. It's a good spot, drainages. I don't see any birds, that's okay. Let's go to Treehouse Dam and see what we find there, and then off to Twin Dams if we find nothing.
Everybody, we still got the dark mane. He's now looking at the Gary Gate, so he has actually walked far from Djuma camp itself. Just gonna see, because Gary Gate is also activity, people there working. And then now he's just busy looking at the people there. May made him delay, probably take another route. And this is where he always getting an audio. What I think the other bride, they have already crossed into Manyeleti. And for him to cross, follow them. This is actually easiest axis. Oops, you're gonna just avoid the area.
Stopping for short break at
It's now cutting to the west. So I still have access where he just got it in. We can still follow him there. Unless if he go down much deeper, we may probably lost maybe communication but I'm gonna try follow him slightly. So everybody, let's head over to Obi in Tswalu.
Again at Tswalu Kalahari, one would think it's very obvious to just go to a barrow system and find meerkats waiting. Well, surprise, surprise. Look what we've got. We're at the barrow system and it looks like everybody's still underground. Give it a couple of minutes, see if they do come up. Otherwise, we'll try the second group. And there's so many reasons as to why they could still be under. So many reasons. So let's just give it a couple of minutes and see. The sun is quite good. Look at that. Starting to heat up. So that's exactly what they would need first thing in the morning. Nice and warm. It could also be that we think they went under last night and something could have happened overnight and they could have swapped barrows, which is a possibility. If they are disturbed in the barrow system, there's several other barrow systems within the territory that they would use. And that's why it's always good to just look around and see what had happened. But looking at the signs, it doesn't look like there was any disturbance from last night. So that's why I'm still very hopeful. But if this doesn't work, like I say, we'll try the second group. Kenny, do these barrow systems stay warm all day and all night? They are tunnels, so what would happen is by day they would warm up, but obviously as soon as the sun dips or sets, that cold air would start to penetrate or go into the barrow systems. Because remember, there's an exchange of warm air and cold air, warm air rising obviously and cold air going down. So the disadvantage is they are going down, which means that's the same direction that the air or the cooler air would be going. So overnight it would obviously drop in temperature, but the advantage is a lot of times these animals go down. They don't actually go down as individuals. In most cases, they would actually cuddle up and keep the body heat. And that's how they actually survive. It's by keeping these body temperatures by cuddling and being together as a unit. Interesting enough, I happened to watch a documentary about that. So yeah, it's also very interesting. So I'm going to be sending you over to Trish. It sounds like he's on the move again. So enjoy that while we go elsewhere.
Well, that must be so cute to see that. All of them huddled up in a burrow system. Obviously we can't, not with our eyes at least. Can you imagine a photo of that? Or some camera trap or something of them, all of them on top of each other, huddling. I there was nothing of interest at Treehouse Dam. We are now making our way to our second dam stop, Twin Dams. It's starting to warm up really nicely. It's a really, really beautiful morning. And I think elephants will be great at this time. Seems like the lions are still trying to all come together, so we're going to try and keep away from that general area at the moment. Hi Nandi, you'd like to know if the water temperature will be higher than the air temperature? I think that's what I heard. Cool. The water temperature is probably going to be less than the air temperature. It's because dams are very cold. And the air might be warm in the sun, but in the shade it's still cold. It's not like it's gone up much from whatever it was, 15 degrees when we started drive, although when we got on the vehicles this morning it was about 13 degrees Celsius. So it hasn't significantly, like it's not like as if it's 22 or something at the moment, it's just that the sun is out. So it makes it a little warmer, but now with this wind chill, it feels like it's still about 15 or 16 degrees. And that's warmer than it usually is in the mornings. The water holds its temperature quite well, so it'll take a lot of energy to raise the temperature of water, especially a lot of water. It'll take a lot of energy. And also because it's a dam, so there's not a flow. It's not as if water of different temperatures flowing into the dam to create a significant difference. It usually stays cold. Obviously, the less water, the less energy needed to heat it up. So you might find shallow puddles that are warmer. But certainly not enough to heat up the dams. And as soon as that layer is warm enough, it evaporates, and then it doesn't have time to sit in the dam and affect the temperature of the rest of the water. Anyway, here we are. Not too much happening. Nice hornbill flying across, but otherwise fairly quiet. I'm just going to take a moment to sit and listen here before we head off again.
We have another wonderful guest with us, Sergio Real. Sergio is a holder of the Ticket to Dream.
I bought a Ticket to Dream because I love Wild Earth. All of the guides have been awesome. We've been watching for years, and it's a favorite part of my day to get to watch the drives. I look forward to seeing lots of leopards.
If you want to go on safari with a Wild Earth guide, whilst honing your bush knowledge and of course featuring in one of our shows, then head over to our website.
My favorite part of the drive today was definitely an elephant that paid us a visit and came right to our car.
Sign up to be a Wild Earth explorer and you could be making your first ever on-screen appearance.
It's amazing being on a live drive in Djuma. It's just fantastic. The scenery is beautiful and the animals are even better.
The Wildlife and Environment Society of South Africa, WESA, encourages people to care for the earth. Through innovative projects, they aim to reverse the serious issues that we face in the world today. One of these projects is Green Coast, a proudly South African award for sensitive and well-managed coastal sites. This sustainability project protects our national coastlines while providing unemployed youth with a love for their environment and a hope for the future. WESA is a membership and volunteer-supported organisation. Every supporter is helping to change the only earth we have. Visit our website to see how you can help care for our earth.
It's a huge privilege to be in these incredible places with these amazing animals. I love filming lions. When they do get up and do something, it's always spectacular. When they are playing, are incredibly fun to watch, especially subalterns and cubs. I love being in the bush and working in these incredible places with these amazing animals. We want to bring it to you so that you can almost feel like you're right there and be able to experience it and enjoy it the way we are.
So everybody, so the duckman went lay down and a little bit of a shadow in there. Well, in this case, because I think his mission is to cross over to Manyaleti there. And since there is a building here, I think he just don't want to go around. Whether when he does that, maybe later on. But he may find himself sticking in this area until darkness if he doesn't want to avoid the building, because he can't go between these building here. Just across, there's so many activity there, human. And the other members stop responding to him where he hasn't really been calling for a while now. And hopefully, if he's still going to call, he probably could. Still a chance. Greater morning. Let's do it. So you asking, do the duckman, he's aware that I'm following him? I think he is aware of us being behind him all the time. But he's not actually disturbed. That's what I can guarantee, I think, for sure. That we're not actually, he doesn't really feel disturbed. He doesn't even looking at us like we are a problem to him at all. So a car as a company to cats, to most, even elephants, finally they realize that we're not a predators to them, but we're probably just a company. They don't maybe understand why we're following them. Because we never steal anything from them. We're only there and then leave them alone. And then also what makes this male avoca so spread around is that they never come across the big challenge here in terms of other male coming in trying to fight them off. And that's one of the things that makes them being apart from one another. Vocation, you're asking how long he's been away from the bride. Last night they were seen. He was in a bride. So this separation occurred during the night. I think, I'm not sure what time. But he's probably slept and then let them go, or probably they were hunting and then they left behind and they chased way distances unsuccessful. And then they probably just unite among themselves without him, and then they move off a different way. And he just went flat. So everybody, I'm gonna try see if maybe he's gonna get up, and then I'm gonna be sending you across to Trishul.
I am watching some impala rams that were having a bit of a go at each other here on the fire break, but they were kicking up dust, which is just beautiful. Here it comes, here it comes. No, they don't run in to fight that way, but they do run in that way to kind of show that they're ready. Do it for us. That's beautiful, guys. Sounds like there's hippos at Buffelshoek Dam, though. I'm just going to reverse a little just to check if they'll maybe fight behind us. They seem to be moving in this direction. Hi Alison, you'd like to know at what age the males start joining bachelor herds? It's usually when their horns have started to, actually it depends because they're usually in mixed herds, so impalas don't have a clearly defined system in that way. So sometimes, especially during the rut, even if the young lamb is a year or 2 years old, their horns are already poking through. They look like pencils, in the head. They would have to form bachelor groups on their own. But once their horns start to get a little bit longer, so say 2 to 3, and they kind of look a little like they've rounded a little bit, then you'll find them hanging out in bachelor herds. But you won't find those small ones that still have the pencil-like horns hanging out in bachelor herds, except for during the rut when they're pushed out by older males. And then when they're about 7 or 8, they're in their peak. So there's one that will be walking in close to this one, that one. That was about 3 years old. Oh, maybe a little older. It's starting to get a bit of a bend. Almost touching at the top there. Those horns will come together and almost touch before they turn out to give the characteristic lyre shape of the horns. I guess they're not going to fight for us. It was very cool when we just arrived and they were really going at it and kicking up so much dust. Oh well, they seem to be peaceful at least, and they're eating the nice new growth that's on the fire break. Lots of bits of green coming through. Oh yes. A little bit of display there, a little bit of thrashing. Also important behavior to familiarize yourself with, and also to maintain. And sometimes they're still, like I said, even though the rut is mostly over, all of the testosterone is still coursing, and it makes them want to behave like this. They spend a lot of time when they have territories during the rut doing this thrashing bushes. Looks like they're trying to get an itch, but it's just their horns that are really involved in it. Sort of like, look what I can do to this bush. You don't want to start me up. Yeah, you showed that bush. Off they go. They're moving into Torchwood, or further into Torchwood. I'm actually on the edge of Torchwood here. So as they move off, we're going to get going towards the Buffalo Dam, I think. Off they go. So let's move along. I love watching impala during, particularly the rat. Morgan just needs to adjust something quickly. There we go. Particularly during the rats and afterwards at this time too. And that's because they show so much character that you don't often see when they're not ratting. They just look like this numerous antelope that doesn't do much else except to congregate in mostly open areas and eat. But during the rat thing, you really see so much personality. And they display so much, and they jump high and long, and you get to see that agility and that athleticism too. As well as their repertoire of sounds, which you don't really expect. I remember the first time I heard an impala do its rati call. I thought, oh my goodness, what is that? Some kind of roaring animal, but maybe they're a little bit sick. That's what I thought. No, it's an impala. It's very impressive. So is their movement. And you get to see all of that, their speed. You get to see all of that during the rat, and I really, really enjoy it. And when you see males going at each other, and the sound of the horns clashing, all of that, it's just a beautiful time to watch impalas. Even now.
And voila! We found our meerkat. Second attempt, and there we go. Just starting to get out of the burrow. Seems like a late morning for them. These things happen. So, yep, there they are. Just starting to pop out one by one. You can see they're still a little bit cold. Somebody just heard something. We're all looking in one direction. Look at that. All it took was one alarm call from the alpha male, and all of them are suddenly on their feet and looking one direction. Not seeing what they are looking at, trying to figure it out. Very sharp senses. Could have even been something they heard, not even seen. Oh, there's a jackal in the distance, and the far distance behind, or right in front of them, which is behind where I would be standing, but I'm talking a distance of about, if I had to estimate, I would say almost a kilometer into the block. You just see the movement there. That just shows you how exquisite the eyesight is with these guys. And they're just following it as it walks along. Probably one of those jackals that we saw earlier when we were making our way here. So they must have turned slightly towards this area. And obviously to these guys, that's a big threat, a ginormous threat. Just want to make sure that it moves away. Leonard, it's such a great shot. You are very right. It almost looks like statues. It looks like somebody told them, and stay. Almost. And that's what makes these guys awesome. Look at just how the hands, or the front limbs, if I can call it just goes into that posture instantly, like involuntary. It's almost like a dance move. And now they are certain that it's gone the one direction. Safety is number one. Rather be safe first. And see also how they've gathered from that posture where everybody was just scattered, and now they've... Irina, what would make them move barrow systems? Now, I mean, think about it. If you had multiple houses and overnight you thought, for some odd reason, you thought maybe somebody was in your house, or you heard a funny noise, or you smelt something that wasn't so right with you, that would make you go to a place where you think it's safe. So with them, what often happens is if there's predators in proximity, things like your honey badgers, things like your jackals, snakes, that could make them move, because being inside the barrow is not safe enough, because for example, if it's a snake, it can follow them through into the barrow system. If it's something like a honey badger, it can dig and follow them through into that into the barrow, or try dig them out. So it's things like that. So it would make it safer if they moved completely to another barrow system, and that's what would make them move. Also, what would make them move is if the barrow system starts smelling a little bit, especially when there's youngsters around. Sometimes there is a bit of a smell that would build up, and that's why actually they have to, every morning you see them digging every morning. It's not only to clear the entrances, but also to get rid of all the feces and everything that might be inside that barrow system. Because remember, at night they would defecate inside the barrow system, and that obviously over time builds up some smell, which could actually give away their presence to predators and so on. So they need to be vigilant and very wary of such. So they need to be self-alert or self-aware of what they are doing and how they are doing it, so that they don't implicate such things upon themselves. almost like sitting on a chair. I mean, look at that posture. And it's just so that they don't tire. It's easier to sit like that and watch than stand on their feet. But also when they do stand, that's where the tail also comes handy, because they can almost lean on the tail, so almost being like a tripod. But that would obviously be first prize, to be able to sit like that. Activity is starting to pick up a little bit. Always a good sign. And that's the digging I was talking about. See how far in they go to kind of dig whatever is deep inside the barrel. There's more digging. And collectively they'll all do that. Okay, Shia, how many can be in one barrel? The biggest colony of meerkats I've personally witnessed was about 26 meerkats. That is me personally. On record, I'm not sure how many could be in one colony, but I would say because they're such a sociable animal, probably I would even take it to about 30, maybe even more. I mean, the fact that they are sociable animals means that they can be able to live in big numbers. If they were solitary animals, it would make it a little bit impossible for the species to actually be able to do that and adapt to that. And these are meant to be a group animals. So I think the numbers can just exceed. But also remember, what governs the numbers is a few elements or few factors. So one of them being availability of food. That's the first. The number of predators that you get in that area, and also the alpha male, alpha female combination is what would also limit the sizes, in the sense of how often do they breed, and when they do breed, will that area be able to sustain them? So, for example, you would see a group almost being diminished, or almost all the members being taken out, and if there's a good season that comes by, good rains, good food, then they can actually breed quickly and rapidly, in the sense that you find one litter finding another litter while the other litter is still young. Then the alpha male, alpha female breed, and they actually have 2 or 3 litters in succession. So all those things come to play. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. But yeah, for the meantime, we're gonna still stick with these meerkats, and we'll be sending you over to another very beautiful location in Africa.
As the sun goes down in Africa, for many, the day has just begun. Wild Earth is ready for the next brand new concept, and this time, it's at night. A specialized thermal drone will take to the air under the cover of darkness. As it flies above the bush, it will be searching for hotspots on the ground.
We might have a leopard on the far right of this group of hyena.
The ground team will then be called to identify the animal.
It is a warthog. That's exactly what it is. So there we go. It was a warthog that was running away from... Sorry, Warty.
And of course, it is at this time when the big cats are on the hunt.
Yeah, James, just head a little bit more left.
Okay, copy. I'm going to go north around on Impala Road.
Okay, the lions are on the move, guys. Lions are chasing the wildebeest.
Wild Earth is looking for a sponsor who can help turn this show to a long-running series. If you are interested, then head over to our website to find out more. wildearth.tv/sponsors.
Hi everybody, I'm Tiana, I'm from Johannesburg, and I am one of Wild Earth's biggest fans.
Been watching for 4 years, DG here from the Ozarks.
It's been 4 years for me and I'm not leaving anytime soon.
It's given me a time away from the hassles of the city, and it's given me a connection to a place that has stolen my heart, which is Africa.
Last year we lost our son, and now we're just watching Wild Earth. Love to all you guys.
You are reminding us of the role that we play in nature conservation, each and every one of us. You have reconnected myself to a dream that I had as a child to get involved in nature conservation, and for that I'm really grateful for as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My name is Steve, and one of my favorite things at Wild Earth is getting questions from you. The type of questions that I really like are those ones that really help us to unpack and understand and really integrate the ecological knowledge and fully appreciate the importance that animals such as these Cape buffalo bring to the ecosystem. If you want to ask a question on Wild Earth, you're going to have to register on the website. But once registered, just head on over to the live safari page and enter your question under the live feed.
So everybody, we still got this male, but now we have to reposition to get around. Good look at him. And well, it's getting slightly warm for him to get mobile. And then I think this is where he's going to be sticking around for the maybe entire day here. It's going to depend if he doesn't actually get disturbed or get thirsty, because water is just not far from where he is right now. But he's not interested or no more of communicating, so he is now fully aware of where the pride have gone. So he was actually getting close to them. But he will probably follow up the afternoon later in the evening. This is when he will probably do more of a roaring as well. So everybody, I'm going to be leaving this male, but I'm going to be sending you across to the OB, where he's got a active meerkat.
Welcome back to Tswalu. Still with the meerkats here. Activity brewing. Look at that. Some of them still a little bit sleepy though. So it's interesting to see how the different individuals have different takes and each playing a different role, actually. And being able to understand what those roles are for each of them. Amazing. Very important. Big belly. Might be pregnant, or we think that female is pregnant. So back to what I was talking about earlier, about how they would breed, what would make them breed. So there you have it. So in a couple of weeks we might have pups. It would be interesting to see. So adding to the 14 that we have around here. We've done very well. How many barrows do they have in their territory, Angela? So the ones, I will speak of the ones I know of. So this territory is about, you're looking at about 2.5, maybe 3 square kilometers. And within that, there's about 6 barrow systems that I personally know of. There could be more. And the reason I always speak of what I know is you would find somebody else presenting or talking about them and knowing something that I don't know. So that of which I know of is about 6 different barrow systems, which actually 2 of them overlap territories, and always makes it very interesting when these guys and the rock stars sometimes bump heads. It's always very interesting to see that. So yes, there could be more. And yeah, look at this inquisitive one, just trying to figure out what the camera is and trying to figure out what we are. Also being very brave, trying to get close. Beautiful. There's a bit of sparring in the background there. Some few youngsters just having a bit of a very, very active. Look how quickly they are. I mean, they can be very frantic. Very agile. Now just behind that bank. White mane, how many pups can a female have? Sure, they can give birth to quite a big litter, usually 6 and more. That's what I've seen in the time that I've spent with these guys. That's usually the norm or the average. But obviously they can give birth to more than that. Because remember, when a female does give birth, they give birth to young that is very underdeveloped. So hence they can give birth to so many. Looking very pink and almost the size of a rodent or a rat, and born blind. with no fur. So they'll be under the ground for at least a good week before they start being shown or start being taken out of the barrow. And from there, they will develop sight and start actually being introduced to the ways of a meerkat life. And all the other adults would then start playing a role in taking care of those young. So, very interesting question there. But it will also differ from a group to group. Jackson, how can you tell between male and female? Apart from looking at the plumbing system, the one that we have in front of us, definitely a female. You can see the mammary glands that gives it away. And with the males, they are slightly bigger than females. So that's what often would give it away. Size in the distance is the first thing, but also looking when they're standing, the way they're standing, you can clearly see the mammary glands with the females. And with the males, you can actually see the scrotum. So that is a good giveaway apart from size. Looks like some of them are looking up. I wonder what's coming. Nothing that I can see from above, but they're all looking up. So we'll still stick around and see what comes or what they are seeing from above. And yeah, for the time being, while we scan, we'll be sending you over to another very beautiful location in Africa.
So we also on a bamboo, just hoping to find anything we can. Elephants maybe. I haven't actually seen an elephant. Yesterday I didn't see them. So it will be great to spend time with them if we ever find them. So it's pretty much just getting warm, so most of the animals like elephants, they're more likely to head over to the dam to drink, carry on exercising the hours of the day they got, and then probably go down to deer regularly, drinking quite a lot when the temperature rises. So I'm going to take one of the road that I know maybe elephants love the trees along that road. See if we find them.
Look at that stretching. Beautiful. Sometimes you do find them doing that just to try and get a bit of the heat on the sand. But also in the summer, they would actually dig a little bit and try to get to the cooler sand underneath. And that's why they would stretch and lie on like put the belly like that. There's a lot of activity here. Some just digging, some just playing, some just doing exactly that, nothing. Some just being the watchmen. So a lot of activity around us here. And it's all for the survival. A lot of play fighting there. Angela, which group of meerkats is this? This are the rock stars. The horses often come together with these guys. So these are the rock stars. Look at that. As sandgrass is flying past, and immediately it picked up from a mile. Look at that stretching, that yawn. Very inquisitive. Look at that. Just wanting to sneak past. I think that might be cue for them to actually start go foraging. That's why I just wanted to sneak past us. Looks like the others are gonna follow. Let's see what happens. It only takes one brave one to make a move, and then all of a sudden you get them almost doing the same thing. That's very close towards us. Danny, how do you differentiate between the different colonies? Apart from terrain, what also gives it away is the number of individuals within the colony or within the troop. So with these guys, there's about 14 of them. And also, apart from that, it's almost, you can almost give them personas. If you spend enough time with these guys, you start recognizing facial features, behavior. You start actually being able to recognize the different personas. So number, terrain, and behavior put together, all those three would literally give you which group you are looking at. also the sizes, number of how big the young would be. All of those, you put them into perspective and you start recognizing all of that. And that's what makes it easy for us to say which group is which. It would be very surprising for me to find the Mokalas here, which is a group that you find on the east of us. So, yeah, that's how we do it.
The annual Safari Guide of the Year competition aims to create awareness for those men and women who dedicate their lives to tourism and wildlife. This year's event will be held at Marataba, a breathtaking privately managed section of the Marakele National Park in South Africa's Limpopo province. In celebration of this, Wild Earth and Marataba Luxury Lodges are offering all explorers a chance to win a 3-night stay at Marataba Safari Lodge for you and a friend. In addition to a spectacular land-based safari, Marataba Luxury Lodges offer an opportunity for guests to cruise peacefully along the Matlabas River, watching the animals as they drink and wallow. The lodge offers you a chance to lie by the pool or enjoy a spa treatment, and one night could be spent sleeping out under the stars in a luxurious treehouse. Sign up to be a Wild Earth explorer before the 30th of June, and it could be you heading off on a long-awaited getaway.
Wild Earth Explorers, it's in your nature. As one of the industry's best and FAGASA-endorsed training institutes, NJ Moorfield Guide College produces professional guides of exceptional caliber and gives students from around the world an incredible experience. NJ Moore offers courses to suit all types of interests. The full-length career course results in a FAGASA-accredited qualification and the option of a 6-month internship at one of Moore Family Collection's luxury safari lodges. Shorter courses are a great introduction for those considering a career in field guiding or even a life-enriching experience in your gap year. With spaces still available in July, don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to live your African dream.
Hi everyone, my name's Daniel Fisher and I'm going to be your guide this afternoon. I'm looking really forward to taking you through and showing you all the beautiful places here at and beyond Ngala. If you have any questions, please register on our website. Once registered, go to the live page feed and post your questions underneath the live feed. Join me on my next safari through and beyond Ngala on Wild Earth. Send me live questions through the Wild Earth website and I'll answer them live from the African bush.
So everybody, I'm still actually driving roads. We have left the duck man lying there, where I believe he may spend time in that area the rest of the day today. Then we're going to be maybe checking on him later on this afternoon. Now I'm hoping to find elephants. I haven't actually seen elephants yesterday, so I'm hoping to come across the herd of elephants and we spend time with them. So I don't know, Theo, look at these spider web there, and there's a spider web. Just gonna talk a little bit of a spider web that is there in trees. It's gonna be a little difficult because there it is. So there's a little chimney, little hole. But because there are many spiders use that nest at the same time, communal spider. and they create these. And then, of course, their web they use from them. They're so small, size of a type of some species of flies. But they're doing the best on their own world, getting rid of all the flies. Generally, so you're asking would they edit that leaves for purposes? Some leaves are stuck there, and then of course they get attracted. Or then, of course, when during the building of the nest, they would need any type of twigs, and they don't collect those. Some of them are falling from trees itself. It comes a tool combined with the web. At the end, it's a part of the nest material. So, of course, they need such leaves to combine with their own sleeky web during the process of building the nest. So it can't be only the web that always build a nest in the communal spiders. They maybe not go look for these leaves, but every year, this time of year, they drop the leaves shed down to the ground. Some of those were stuck into those webs, and they would be actually combined in a nest. And this is actually pretty much active nest, everybody, that you don't see any of these spiders hanging around outside about. They do come out. A lot of them, they prefer to come out at night. Then if they would come out during the day, this is when the nest or they feel something's been caught outside. Then they would come out a different chimney. All of them found out they're all outside. Trying to understand where is that vibration from.
They still on fire?
Then they would probably just gonna feed on anything that's stuck in the nest. But of course, for them to be showing up, for us to see them, it's gotta be at least humid evening. That's where they would probably come out. So I'm gonna carry on about look for what we're gonna see along this road. So wherever the elephants might be right now, probably still spending time feeding, but they would definitely need water. it actually get quicker, warmer quickly. So they would need that water to drink. So everybody is still saying that you loved so much spending time with the duck man, and yeah, he was so beautiful, and especially when he was just walking along that road, spraying over these brushes. But to begin with, the time he started to roll while we were there, so that was even much better. You know, I always believe that we may actually get to see him again later this afternoon. And I doubt he's going to move too far away. With that hot that is already taking place, it's going to be much warmer than the rest of those days we had today. So, but it would be really great to actually go around in that area, see if we can able to find our duckman. Hopefully he bump on a pride or find the pride. So everybody, I just want to say that we're coming to an end of the show. So we would like to thank everybody to actually join us this morning. It's been really a privilege having you all back there. And we hoping to see you again this afternoon, definitely 2:30 Central Southern Africa time. So we'll see you there. Goodbye.